Welcome to another exciting video that is going to help you. We're going to gain an extra, let's say 20 yards, at least 20 yards off our drives. Going to give you the keys to success with this. Let's go. So I hope you like this video. If you do, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future videos that come out, and hit the bell notification too so you're notified when that does happen. And I know everybody's looking for more distance out there, and I'm gonna give you the keys, 3 keys to get more distance. And the last tip, last key is really going to take what we've learned and put it all together so that you can maximize what you have to work with. So that's what we're gonna do today. Come on. Okay, so the key is how do we get the maximum allowable distance? Let's begin with tip numero uno, and it's this. What we have this is a power loser, okay? And so what happens is, when you swing, a lot of us, when we swing, we lose distance immediately by rolling out of this right back foot, okay? We just go out here. Now, if you look at my shoes and a lot of your shoes, just look at your shoe wear, the pattern of your shoe wear, and see what it looks like. And most people's shoes wear on the outsides of their shoes. And if you have a lot of shoes lying around the house that kind of look like that, that's just because how our body likes to move. It's not necessarily the best way for it to move. So what we have to do is we have to do something to help keep that back foot stable in the golf swing and not let it roll out onto the outside of our right foot. We've got to keep it on the inside. So there are a number of things that we can do to help stabilize our feet. And so look, this is not a shoe commercial, but what I'm going to do first of all is switch to my Athlon shoes, because they're built to give you that stability on the inside. So shoe wear is important, okay? But it's not the end all be all to proper footwork, okay? You have to do other things to help make sure that you have a stable foundation starting with your feet. Now these, immediately I'm kicked in a little. So on the golf course, if you have something to help give you a reminder, give you extra stability and support, that's going to be a benefit to you. So these aren't the only shoes that do that, but they're the ones that I like and I wear. They don't look the best, they're not the most fashionable shoes ever, but they do give you that support you're looking for. If you don't want them or you don't have them, there are other ways and things that you can do to make sure you're practicing that stable foot. And one of them is this. Grab a club, just throw it down, okay? And then stand on it like this, okay? You got your foot in here, and just practice hitting shots like that over and over and over again. Hey, if you don't want to stand on your club, that's fine. You can also just get a ball when you're at the range. This works incredibly well on the grass. Put a ball down and just stand on a ball. Right there, you're good to go standing on the ball, okay? You can just hit a lot of shots like that. If you don't like standing on a ball, don't do that. Another thing you do is grab the shoe you just took off, throw it down there, and just stand on the side of your dang shoe. It doesn't matter. Everything you could do to practice like that, I would do it. And this is great because you can do it indoor, outdoor, whatever you want, at the office, home office, wherever you are. Just get something back here and stand on it and just hit your shots. Practice little chip shots. This is a great way to practice your short game just by getting in here. Get your feet close together, roll that to the inside of that back foot, and just hit shot after shot after shot. The more you do that, the more practice you spend on this specific one, that's going to be the main focus of your foundation. You can't move on unless you get this piece down. And it all has to do with it being on the inside of your back foot, okay, if you want maximum distance with your driver. And until you get this piece, don't move on. Stay here. I don't care if it takes you all year, stay there. That's going to help you in your entire golf swing. Right there, if you focus on one thing this year, focus on being on the inside of that back foot while you're hitting your shots. And then that alone will solve so many problems. And that went 261 carry, 286, right? Nice little fade. That's perfect. If that's all you do, do that. But if you get that and you get it good, then we can move on to number 2, the second power killer, and we'll fix it right now. Come on. What happens is we start rotating that face open, okay? And what it does is it forces your hands, it makes your hands fly away from your body here, okay? And when you go like this and your hands get up here, then you're all out of control at the top. And what you have to do at that point is pull it down and you get all bunched up in here. And then you get a chicken wing, you start doing this, all kinds of things happen in your swing that causes you to lose speed, lose power, lose control of the club face, and you're going to start striking it all over the face of the club, because what you do is you rotate those hands so much, and then and you do something like that, and yeah, those start happening because you come across it right off the toe, the face cranks open. A lot of times we think that's going to create power by rotating that face open, and then as you come down, you can shut the face and you're going to get massive amounts of club head speed. That's not true. You'll get more out of control speed than actual club head speed that's useful. And that's what we have to avoid. That's a big, huge power killer in your swing, in your club head speed. So here's what you're going to do. Instead of rotating the face open, I want to keep everything tight to my body, and actually feel like that club face is shutting. You're going to feel like it's shutting, okay? And you're not going to shut it, but it's going to feel very close to you, and it's just keeping the club face square, okay? And your arm in. That's the key here. This arm stays into your body, okay? And you just come up here, okay? All while no rotation in the hands. You start rotating those hands, you're going to lose that power that you're trying to gain. So you keep that shut in here. And that's power saver number 2. So there's one more. Now that you have the 2 power saver tips, because you've got to save power, now what we can do is add power. All right, tip 3 now, where we're adding in your distance part, where you're going to already get distance, but that's just saving distance. Now we're adding distance. Now, what I'm going to show you is this. When you have to create vertical force, okay? So what is that going to do? Think about every sport you play. If you want to get power, energy, momentum, speed, whatever, you're driving off the ground. Right? You want to jump, you push off the ground. You want to go fast, you dig your back foot in and you go. Anytime you want to move, it's all about creating downward vertical force, boom, into the earth, and then exploding off of that. Golf is the exact same way. If you want to get power that way, we have to somehow get into the ground to leap off and explode. The only way to do that is to get vertical force up, so that we can come down. The more up you go, the more down you can get to explode forward. Make sense? So what we're trying to do is go up in our swing. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if we look over here on this face on view right here, okay, watch this. And you can always do it on your V1 app just by drawing, let's say, a line on your head to see what kind of vertical lift you get, right? So as I take it back, you see how I come up. So my hat's a little higher at the top of my swing than at the bottom. And then when I come down, you can see we get into it and you go back down into the ball. That's creating that vertical power that we're looking for. And then to show you, I'm using the V1 body track mat here, right? Okay, so if we look at the vertical force, okay, as we go into the swing here, here's where I begin my swing. So that's, let's just look at the red line down here. That's my total vertical force. And as I'm going back, you can see that's me going off the ground, if anything, get my weight up. And then as I transition downward, there's that force driving down. So here's what I want you to think about. It's going to help you. But remember, you have to accomplish the other two first, otherwise this third one's not really going to work. So if you're rolling out here and you come up, it's not going to do anything, right? And again, if you flip your hands and you come up, when you come down, you're only going to maximize your flaw of rolling your hands open and the club face open, right? So you can't have that. You have to have that square club face and you have to be posted up on the inside of this foot to really get that. So then when you drop in with that vertical force coming down into the ground, then you can, you're harnessing that power, that energy to use for your swing. And that's where you're getting your extra yardage. So in your golf swing, you're here. I just want you to feel like your chest is coming up high, okay? So you're here, you're coming up high, and really exaggerate it in your practice swings. Come up high, and then just let it drop and drive this way. So you're coming up, you're dropping, and you're just jumping again. Like you're gonna jump, you do a little down and up, right? That's what you're doing, but you're going up first, and then you're going down and up. And that's your thought process in your swing. Huh? Right there. And that's the feeling you want. Get up high, stretch it out, down and up. All right? And that's how you're gonna harness your power and get 20 or more yards with your drive. Right in there. What I want you to do in practice or in your net is really go all out with that. Up and boom, hard as you can with as much power, energy, momentum. Like just go for distance. Don't worry about control yet. That will come as you get used to it. And then when you go onto the golf course, you're not going to do it just like that. You're going to kind of regress back to closer to where you normally are. But it's going to start adding a little bit into you as you get more comfortable with it. You can do it. Practice hard. Work in your home studio, in your net. Give it all you got. It's going to all come together and you're going to be crushing it. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you next video.